Good afternoon. Thank you for the invitation to this conference and to speak in capacity of the current presidency in the Council. I'm thrilled because it's my second presidency. 13 years ago, I've been here in the team of my ambassador. And at that time, we were freshmen. It was the first presidency. Now we know a bit, and we are trying to fulfill this role rightly. So we represent the views of the Council, of the Member States, and we further the development of the EU. I would like to say that thank you for the terrifying discussions, what I've heard, but actually I didn't have opportunity to listen to the discussions because today we had a trilogue, so we do our job. Perhaps we don't do less, as Chris asked, but we do what we are supposed to do as the presidency. So in practical work, I will come back to this a bit later. First, what we are also supposed to do as presidency is to lead the member states in broad policies. So in theme of this conference, making the right policy changes, the Polish presidency is very well aware of the geopolitical and political momentum when the EU and its member states need to take smart decisions on how to proceed in policies, in regulations, in geopolitical challenges. And in this respect, in the respect of regulation, Poland is a very strong proponent of simplification. And in fact, we are now receiving inputs from many member states, and will devote a part of informal ECOFIN Council to the topic of simplification, the regulation, whatever you call it, to make the regulation simpler, smarter, and not overburdening the regulated subjects. And this task requires careful consideration so that we don't create any chaos, because what markets hate more than regulation is the lack of legal certainty. So legal certainty, it's, I think, especially in finance, it's absolutely fundamental. So it's, the broad policy direction as far as practical dealings of the presidency. And, for me, I used to be an attaché here in Brussels for 5 years. So the bread and butter are council working parties, meetings, and then the trilogues and the councils, of course. And they deal with files, and I would like to draw your attention to a few files which are relevant for this audience and the Polish presidency will be dealing with. I would start with the payment directive, so PSR, PSD3. The goal of the presidency is to achieve a general approach in the Council and to start the trilogues. The first working party took already place last week, and we moved in the right direction. There are, of course, some more sensitive and controversial issues, such as the responsibility for frauds of individual parties, but we believe that we'll find a compromise solution, and as I mentioned, perhaps in spring, we would like to achieve a general approach in the Council. Second file I would mention is Digital Euro. We will continue the work on this, but given that there is still no European Parliament report on this package, the main goal of Polish presidency will be advanced work in the Council with we'll do what is possible, but at the moment we will only we see only the opportunity to work on this. Then on data access, so the FIDA, while we see the importance of creating economy based on data, we also received some feedback that the current form of the proposal might be too cumbersome. We will continue the work on the file while taking into account the need to make access to data reasonable for all involved in terms of technological infrastructure, costs, and ease to use. So for this audience, the files, as I mentioned, they are the work as it usually is at the beginning of the term of the parliament, at the beginning of the term of new commission. It's not very intense. It's rather moving on with some files which are actually inherited from the past. And among these, I think the payment directive update is the most significant. However, as we are at this beginning of the terms, we actually await discussion on the new legislative proposals. The CMU concept is in the air for years. Now the concept which has been voiced is the Savings and Investment Union. We need to take into account the recent reports, Draghi, Neuer, Letta. We need to take into account this drive to deregulation, which is, as I mentioned at the beginning, quite dear to our hearts. So Europe needs to move ahead to attract and keep investment to support the real economy. And in this context, digital finance, technological innovations, everything related to digital is an opportunity for Europe. So we are awaiting the programs in this context of Savings and Investment Union. Then I would like to spell out one topic, is securitization. As part of the ongoing efforts to build this union, the Eurogroup has identified securitization as one of the priority areas for the European legislative term 2024-2029. Once the Commission tables the proposal, Poland wants to start the work immediately. What we know, the changes may include adjustment to the securitization regulation, framework requirements for banks, so CRR, and insurance, so solvency. Under the discussion, there's also a concept of creating pan-European securitization platform. Well, this being explored in terms of potential added value and simultaneously the challenges associated with implementing such a solution. And this, again, I believe this is important for this audience. We have also other priorities. The overarching priority for the presidency is security. So it's the kind of glasses we are looking at all projects which are being tabled, whether it increases security of Europe. In practical terms, I've reported to you, we are determined to fulfill the role of the presidency with, and I would like to end with this, seeing and discerning the overreaching goal of simplification. Thank you very much.
I must say, for somebody who wasn't in the room all day, you did a really good job, because we talked a lot about security and the link between cybersecurity and security and technology. We talked about the simplification that technology can bring and how it can contribute to CMU. And we didn't touch that much on payments today, but we did touch on FIDE a lot, and we certainly touched also on the digital euro. So thank you very much indeed, Deputy Minister, very much appreciated. Thank you.